TikTok fam. It's me, Alex. Alex Moses. So if you guys are on my TikTok, thank you for following. I just want to let you guys know. I know a lot of people like my post about about when things hurt you and stuff, and how you keep going, keep moving forward. I'm actually starting a new series. I'm telling a series of stories, and I hope you guys like these series of stories that I'm going to be telling. Basically about my relationships, about my past relationships, and what led me to better times, better, believing in myself, and actually moving forward to better things. So we're going to sit here and we're going to talk. I'm going to talk to you about some of my worst relationships ever. All right. So this one is more recent than anything. It happened last year. Matter of fact, very recent. So we're gonna talk about that right now. So hopefully this will keep going for us. But so this started about January of last year. The relationship that I had with this person about January of last year. We're gonna call her Donna. We're gonna call her name her Donna. That's gonna be her name. Okay, so me and Donna, we were actually friends for a very long time. Actually, before we ever decided to really hook up. And me and Donna, like, always talked about hooking up, always talked about getting together, whatever. She always told me that she loved me and she wanted to be with me and she wished I was around her or whatever. And when the opportunity came up, we actually did hook up. But during this time, Donna, when I, came to stay in the city where she was staying, she went. Okay, so she went somewhere else. I think went back toward east. Went toward the east. I'm in the west right now, so went toward the east. And she told me this. I guess I don't know why she told me this, but I guess she told me because I don't know. But so she told me she messed around with this guy that she messes around with, or used to mess around with. Said she messed around with him. Then she came back home to where I was. We messed around. And then all of a sudden she tells me, hey, I'm pregnant. Okay, so me being the guy that I am, being the guy that I am, I'm thinking to myself, okay, she's pregnant, okay? Wow, but the thing is, she messed with this other guy. So how do I know that this baby is either his or mine? Okay, so it's a lot of crazy stuff going on in that situation. So she tells me that she's pregnant, and all the while, I'm trying to be with this person, and I'm trying to ignore that and be like, okay, well, I really cared about this person. Me being so blown by this person or whatever, I just forget about the whole situation or whatever. And she argues with me about the whole thing because at that time I was just trying to go ahead and just leave, of course, or whatever. But she's all like, don't do that, I care about you, and blah, 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 blah. She's all telling everybody she thought she lost me and she thought this and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so my stupid ass, of course, stayed with her. My stupid ass stayed. So, and let me break down why I stayed, because I was thinking to myself that, this is the person I always wanted. Maybe it's something I did to make her feel like she had to go somewhere else. I kept thinking it was something I had did wrong in that situation. But of course I did. Of course I mean, but yeah. So I was stupid. I was really stupid about her. So Donna kept telling me that, she was this amount of weeks pregnant and blah 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 and this, that, and the third and blah blah blah. Okay. So I'm like, okay, well, I need to go to doctor appointments with you. We need to do this. We need to plan for the baby. We need to do that. We need to do blah, blah, blah. She didn't want to go to no doctor appointments with me. Okay? She didn't want me to go to any doctor appointments. Anytime I say anything about a doctor's appointment, she'll get all defensive about it and start getting all crazy about it. And like, you don't make the doctor appointments, I make the doctor appointments, and blah, 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 blah. Okay. When she gets mad at me or gets in an argument with me, she starts saying that her stomach is hurting and it's hurting the baby and blah, 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 blah. She starts saying stuff like that. Still haven't seen any kind of paperwork, any sonic, or what do you call them things? Sonograms. Haven't seen any sonograms, haven't seen anything about this baby. So, um, I finally broke it off with Donna, and she starts talking about, I know I did you wrong. It was another situation I have to tell you about in another story. So, I finally broke it off, and she starts writing me and telling me that she really wants to talk to me and everything, and what about the baby and this, that, and the third. Like, I have never seen any records about this baby, anything about this baby. If you are actually pregnant by somebody that you really care about, why are you keeping me from going to any doctor's appointments or seeing any sonograms or anything? You don't have no kind of documentation of this baby at all. So she's basically telling me that she's pregnant because that's like the one thing that was keeping me close to her. That's one of the things that was keeping me close to her. You know, other than the fact that we had a long years and years friendship. That was one of the things she was telling me. So my thing is this, with it, and of course, like I said, she was not pregnant. She came up with this bogus story about having hysterectomy, getting rid of the baby, or some crap like that. Still ain't seen no documentation about that either. So that's one of the stories that are attached to this Donna person. One of the stories, and me being the, like I said, hopeless romantic I am, was, whatever. I sat there and believed it. You know, there's a lot of gaslighting. There's a lot of narcissistic type stuff, and I put up with it. But I'm letting all of you know that what I've learned from that is the fact that if you allow people to hurt you in that way, and you allow people to keep manipulating you in that way, they will. They'll can completely manipulate you. They'll gaslight you. They'll tell you all types of lies. They'll make you feel like you're the problem when they're the problem. So that's one part of the story about this young lady who said she was pregnant and never was. And it was just so many pieces to this story. Like I said, it's a whole series. So I'm gonna have to tell y'all a little bit more about this story. Um, Thank you guys for listening, and look out for part two. And part two is gonna be a doozy. And I'm gonna tell you what part two is later on. Okay, you'll see what part two pop up. All right, peace.